from VisionWest Partnership Manager, Brooke Turner. Brooke, kia ora, nice to have you on the program today.
Great to be here, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
It is a tough winter for many families at the moment. Of course, electricity prices are increasing, and electricity usage is increasing as well as people try to stay warm in the middle of winter. Food prices aren't helping either, and food insecurity, a real issue that you and the team are confronting in West Auckland.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the numbers of people coming to our food service for support this winter are actually alarming. That's the word for it. We've supported 2,800 families so far this winter with our
Wow.
emergency food parcels, distributed over 53 tonnes of food to those whānau, and had 200 families actually go through our social supermarket to do full grocery shops to try to help them with things like those power bills you're referencing, the change of tyres on the car,
Yeah.
those other utility bills. And, we constantly hear those stories of, families hunkering down in one room to stay warm, putting the blanket over themselves and not using any heating at all, or paying the bills for heating, but then it's the food choices that pay the price. And so eating canned food for dinner, skipping a meal each day, those sorts of realities. So yeah, it is a tough time for a lot of New Zealanders. And look, that's indiscriminate,
Yeah.
it's tough out there. But what a tremendous opportunity is to support, and we're so grateful to the supporters of VisionWest that are supporting us to support those whānau.
It is very tough indeed, but I also appreciate that in this season, when yes, there are people who it's particularly tough on, who have income insecurity as well as food insecurity in that regard, that they are really having to make some tough choices. But it's difficult for a charity in this season as well, because it is generally tougher on everyone. And, whilst some people are losing their minds over the price of butter in a supermarket, other people can't even afford the bread for the butter to go on. Is it tough for you as an agency, getting the resources, getting the support that you need to meet the need that's out there, Brooke?
It absolutely is, Andrew. And what we've seen is, there's been some cuts to social services. That's put further pressure on philanthropic trusts and some of the other funders who, they're doing their best with what they've got in
Yeah.
their kitty to support a greater amount of organisations, or to choose some of those organisations to stretch their dollar a bit further. So, it's not just VisionWest, like the charitable sector as a whole, trying to support our communities at this time, really coming under pressure. But we've got some amazing partners who support VisionWest, both individual donors and other foundations. Our Giving Day that's coming up on the 29th of July, we've teamed up with Simplicity Foundation and also Foodstuffs North Island, who actually are going to match dollar for dollar
Wow.
every dollar that a donor might give. So listeners out there that are saying, hey, how can I help those people who are doing it a bit tough? Look, even if you give $5, that turns into $10. If you give $20, it turns into 40, and so on and so forth. And so it just shows that incredible resilience in New Zealand community doing what we do best. We come together in tough times and we make a difference. And that's what Giving Day can do.
That is absolutely fantastic. It's kind of like that old supermarket thing, buy one, get one free, isn't it? Actually, give one and another gets given for free. And wonderful to have these partners come on board in this regard. And I think it's also a wonderful way. You talked about community beforehand, and this is something we'll also be focusing in on a little bit later this hour in a different way, actually. But community coming together instead of just saying, oh, well, gosh, isn't it good that there's charities like VisionWest that can do this, or perhaps the government should do more, or perhaps give some more support in this area. But taking a little bit of community responsibility and saying, you know what, maybe I could do more. Yes, things are tough for all of us, but they're not as tough as they are for some people. A $20 donation, particularly now that I know that it gets doubled to a $40 donation, that's something that I could do practically to help people in our communities. What a wonderful opportunity for people to get on board, Brooke.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes when times are tough for us, and I know there'll be a lot of generous people out there giving to different causes, we go, oh, I can't do what I did. And there can be the temptation to do nothing.
Yep.
And we have to remember the widow's mite.
Mm.
We have to remember the loaves and fishes. We have to remember those biblical references where the woman, gives Elijah the jar of oil,
Yeah.
and give what you've got and let it be multiplied. And literally with Giving Day, that's what we've got. We've got a multiplication effect. But there is a catch, Andrew, and the catch is you have to give on the 29th of July for us to double the money.
Yeah.
So if your listeners go to givingday.org.nz, they can sign up and they can get a reminder to be able to give on that date. Super easy to do through a range of giving methods, just like you have with any sort of online shopping outlet.
Yep.
We make it really easy for people to give, but don't give up on your generosity of spirit, because maybe you can only give half of what you could give last year, or a little bit less than you would like to be able to give. When we all give something, it makes a difference. And look, that's not just true for VisionWest Giving Day.
Yep.
That's true for community. I was in a cafe yesterday where I saw a person was really struggling. They were coming into the cafe, and I just thought, you know what, I was just prompted. I had that little prompting, and I went up to my mate at the counter and I said, look, can I just put $20 on the till for that person over there? It's $20, it's me skipping a few coffees for the rest of the week, but it's supporting that person in need. So whether it's that quiet prompting of something that's informal, or a more formal thing like supporting VisionWest Giving Day, we can all do something this winter, and not just with money, but with our hospitality, with our aroha, with our sense of getting around people who we know who might be struggling. Friends of mine cooked a meal for another friend this week that just needed a bit of help. We can all do those things. So that's my encouragement today.
Now, that's what community looks like, really, doesn't it? And I love this opportunity with Giving Day coming up on the 29th. Now, just wanting to make sure people get this, you do need to pre-register for it. It's not like, oh, hey, look, I can give any time. No, it's a one-day only thing for Giving Day, which is 29th. That's next week, isn't it?
Yes, it is next week.
Yep.
And you can go to givingday.org.nz and set up an AP right now for the 29th. So if you're like me and you're a bit forgetful and like, oh my goodness, it's the 29th. Oh no, it's the 30th. Oh, we're into August. I missed it.
Yeah.
You can do that, or put a little diary reminder. But if you do go to givingday.org.nz, you can register right there. There's some simple details. And from giving us those details, we will prompt you so that you're reminded. Like your alarm clock.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks. It's all part of the service there. Hey, just something else I wanted to mention, because, VisionWest, particularly, as the name suggests, a particular focus on helping people in the West Auckland community, but just wanting to give a little bit of a challenge to people who are listening in from other parts of the country. Actually, we make charitable donations to people on the other side of the world. So even if you're not part of the West Auckland community, this is certainly something worth supporting. Wherever you are listening in from, wherever you're connecting to this message from, prayerfully consider taking that step. Register for this, set up an AP. The VisionWest team will remind you if you forget in that regard. Just one more time, though, Brooke, what is the website that people need to go to participate in Giving Day?
Just to givingday.org.nz, givingday.org.nz. All the information is there, or you can find it on our socials, on Facebook or any of the other popular socials.
A fantastic idea and fantastic work that you do, Brooke. Thanks for what you and the team are doing, and thanks for taking the time to chat today.
Thanks so much, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.